is it? Let me chalk it again. Hello friends. It's been a minute since we've been back at you with a good tutorial, but today we're going to go over, in my version, on how to change a propeller prop. We're going to put a brand new one on, take the old one off, and like I say, we are not saying that we are certified marine mechanic or outboard mechanic by any means, but since we have gotten an outboard, remember back in the old videos I have posted on the beginning of my channel that we were always accustomed to inboard motors, you know, OMCs and that type of thing. 4-cylinder Volvos. I've had a 6-cylinder OMC. I think it's a General Motors product. But now we went, like I said, we went to an outboard engine about 4 or 5 years ago. So we've been learning how to work on the outboard, you know, basic maintenance, that type of thing, and some repairs. So you can go back and look at my old videos and see where I changed the water pump, the thermostat, the spark plugs, the spark plug wires. Spark plug wires on the motor I got, of Mercury force, is kind of different the way you plug them into the system. We've changed the CDI, the electronic brain, a lot of things we have done. So go back and look at those videos. But today we're talking about the prop. I don't want to keep talking. We're going to make it short and get right to it. My propeller has been marvelous, and why it's still working is beyond me, because I have accidentally run over a lot of things in the water. So here we go. I'm going to show it to you and then show you the new prop as well, and the basics of taking it off and putting it back on and changing the prop out. We're changing a 14.5 times 21 pitch. 14.5 times 21 pitch. And we're going to change it to a 13 times 19 pitch. I know they say I won't get as fast a mileage, speed out of it. I won't be able to get as much speed as I did before with the 21 pitch. But I think I'll put less stress on my motor and my gearbox with the 13 times 19 pitch, 19-inch pitch. So we're going to see any difference. So we'll have a video showing that on the test run for the new prop. But let me show you the old prop and the reason why I'm changing it out. All right, the new prop, the old prop, you see the damage, how it's been cut and run into things. All this damage has been done in the lake and rivers, not in the Chesapeake Bay or the Hampton Roads or the James River, but most of this damage has been from the lake, Lake Gaston, Lake Kerr, and Roanoke Rapids Lake. You see the paint, I painted it, it comes right off because I guess it's not marine paint, but hit me up in the comments if you think I should have used marine paint. But I don't think you can really see with this camera, but you can see the gouges right there. You see the gouges, and it's thin. It's thin on the edge. It's almost knife sharp. You know, it's real thin. And the reason that's being that way is because I have filed it down, tried to get the nicks out where it's been cutting into the grass and sticks that's been in the water floating. I run over accidentally. So you really can't see that well, but with this camera, but you might could tell that it's going over, and I don't think it's really balanced at this point. You know, I do get some vibration out of it at a certain speed. So we're going to see how much difference it makes. And like I say, this is a 14.5 21-inch pitch prop. Okay, let me take it off. And you got to take it off by removing this nut right here, and then pull these spindles out to release the prop. To release the prop back in here, this prop. The whole thing will come out. Once I lift those spindles up, that keep it from going in, coming off when you put it in reverse. When you put your motor in reverse, if you don't have these things locked down, the prop will spin off and go out into the water. And I don't think a person will be able to find the prop after that. Not out there in Gaston Lake or Chesapeake Bay, you wouldn't be able to find that prop, because she'll spin off and go on down to the deep. For real, for real. All right, let me take this off. And hold on a minute. Holy mule. I know I'm moving the camera, but hold on. You see this prop wrench I bought? The back of it, I could take the Bill's nut off with that part, and this part fits the nut to take that off. But to get that off, see how it spins back and forth? You got to block it. You got to block it, and I'm going to use a piece of wood to block it with. So I put a piece of wood in there, and that'll stop it. Supposed to anyway. Bear with me, y'all. Oh boy, I tell you. Okay, so let's see how we're gonna do that. All right, so we got it blocked. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it counterclockwise. See what happens. That ain't gonna work, is it? Let me chalk it again. Hey, guess what? It's coming off. There you go. There you go. Got grease on it too. It won't rust it, that's for sure. Nice. Just come out. I got a brand new one to put in there. I bent that, forcing it out. But that's the lock. I'm gonna put a new one in there. Okay, you can see the grease that I had packed in there before. 24C Quicksilver Marine grease. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We'll go ahead and throw that in the box. Take the stick out. Alright, hold the mule. Okay, let's pull it off. Pull it off. See that inside the propeller, it's still got a lot of grease in there from when I last greased it. Yep. You know, salt water do a lot of damage to a boat propeller, boat items, metal, for real. But we run it in both salt water and fresh water. So we run it in salt water. It originally was a saltwater boat. You know, I didn't get it brand new, so the guy I got it from, they run it in salt water the entire life of the boat. So they maintain it, and I've been maintaining it, and it's been keeping up and keeping us safe, bringing us back home on the water. So you can see where the spindle or the shaft at the base is worn. So we're going to make sure we repack that again real good. And you can see how it's been worn inside on the back end of it. Or some people call it the front end, which I guess it is. It's facing the front of the boat. And this would be the back end. For real. Okay. So let's clean that up. And before we do that, let me show you the new one. The new one. You know what? Put it on this box. It's brand new spindle, the hub kit, and it's a way. All right, let me take it back out and show you how to put it together, but that'll be real helpful to you. Hold the mule. Okay, what we got going on, we got the new propeller, and look at it. Other than it being nice and shiny and black compared to the old one, but it's thicker. You can see the edge. It's thicker. It hasn't been filed down and been nicked or anything, you can see. So it should be pulling more water compared to the thin one, the thin blade. See? It should pull more water and give me more torque when I take off to put it on plane. Okay? But 19 inches is pretty good size. It's good size, I think, instead of 21. You know, and all that is the difference between the span from the tip, from here across. It's 19 inches. Or I believe it could be said, correct me if I'm wrong, that it moves, this one would move 19 inches per rotation in the water. One rotation will pull my boat 19 inches along. This 21-inch pitch will move my boat 21 inches forward in the water. 21 inches, 19 inches. And they can go down as far as, what, 13 inches, 12 inches. You can get a propeller that small. You don't want to get it too small because the motor will be revving up too high trying to get it on plane. And you don't want it too big because you're pulling too hard on the transmission, which is the gearbox, which is located down in here, in this housing right here is the gearbox. So hope this is being helpful to you. But if you got some more information to help me and my subscribers or viewers, feel free to put them in the comments below. We really appreciate it. Okay, so what I did, I ordered a hub kit instead of using this one. They said I could take this out. The mechanic said I could take this out and reuse it. But I decided I'm going to put a new one in here and keep this one intact just in case I got to go back to this one for emergency. And I keep this on the boat. So I always have one to bring me back home. And I just clean this up, repaint it, and clean it out, re-grease it, put it in a box, and store it away in the boat. This one I'm going to use on the boat. And the reason I'm changing it is not for getting speed like a lot of people do, but I'm changing it because, as you see, the old one was damaged, and this one is not damaged. Simple, right? And it's a Quicksilver Black Diamond. Quicksilver Black Diamond. And Quicksilver is parts that come from the factory for my outboard motor. It's the factory type of propeller they use for my brand, a Mercury brand. Quicksilver is a Mercury item, a Mercury brand. I think I got it right. I think I'm making sense of it. I hope so. But anyway, I got the hub kit, brand new. It's brass, as you can see. I didn't get the aluminum one because the one I got on the old one was brass, so I went back with the same thing. And the way this thing works, it'll work on soulless propellers as well, from what I heard. Mercury designed this type of thing. This is a sacrificial lamb. And then Solus went for Yamaha. They copied the same design. And Honda, yeah, the Japanese companies, foreign companies copied what the American-made company, Mercury, designed this type of hub kit. Now, the reason they did that, Mercury, is that if you hit something real hard, instead of damaging your prop and tearing it up on the inside, like the old ones did, or like I say, Honda, Yamaha did at first when they were manufacturing the props, it was all, basically one piece. And if you tore the insides up, you had to get a new prop. These things, they run about anywhere from $28, and I've seen them go high as $55. The same kit, depending on who's selling them. Yeah. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've been researching online, the price range of it. So what this does, when your prop hits something, bam-a-lamma-lamma-lamma. Okay? The stress is supposed to be on here. This is supposed to either crack or break, and then your hub will spin free, but it won't break the inside of your hull. It won't damage the inside of your hull or crack your hull. Okay, you might damage this. The propeller could have been bent if you hit something hard enough, a rock or a hard tree stump. It definitely would bend it. Like you can see right there, cut into it. Cut into it right there. Yeah. But evidently this hull kit inside, I got to pull it out and look at it and let you guys see it. But this is the sacrificial lamb. So enough talk on that. What you do is you turn it upside down. Okay. You take this part, the square part with the notches showing. Best way I could explain it. And you put it in this way. Because see, the notches really will be poking out this way. Like that. This will be like that. Like that, right? So, this will be the back end. Hold on. I'll get it right in a minute. Okay, this is where it's going to be. This part going to be like this. See, just like that. The flange. See how the flange out? The flange out. This going to be just like that. And that goes, these spindles, 15 spindles, will go on these spindles, right? It will slide on that. See how that go on there like that? See how that go down there? All right, so we got that much straight. So what does this do? The sacrificial lamb, see these strips, these notches here? It goes in these slots like that. Go down in these slots. This will be inside there. So let's keep it simple. Turn it over. Turn this upside down and drop it in. So it don't go all the way, right? So it don't go all the way. So I always look down in there. See how I look? See the notches down in there? See it like that? So I put that in there like that. And then you got to push it down. And you can push it down. Put that on there like that. The washer. And take your rubber mallet and hit it. All right. Ain't that a groove? And make sure it's down in there flat. Okay. You turn it back over. Turn it back over. Take this part. Remember the spindles. You find the groove. And drop it in there. Just you see. She in there. And this part goes in there. And this would go back on the back side like so. And ride on that hill. We're fully greased. You'll ride on there. It's like being downtown on Saturday night with a pocket full of money. Grooving. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Let me clean this shaft up. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. See how I greased it up at the base of the shaft. Greased up real good. Greased up the spindle. And greased up inside of the hub with some 2,4-C. And that Quicksilver brand. We ain't getting no money off of it, but that's what we're using. The original equipment type grease that this manufacturer used when they built this motor. All right, let's put it on. See, can we line it up right? I'm working with one hand here. That ain't working, is it? See what we can do. We had to jiggle that around. I'm gonna have to use two hands. Take this corrosion out on my old propeller. Look at the back of it. Or they say the front part facing the boat. I took the washer off. And look at that salt in there, corroded in there over time. That's salt and grease mixed together. But primarily that's salt. The red stuff is grease I use. But that's salt right there. corroded. See that? That's another reason why you should periodically, if you run your boat in salt water, take it off at least once a year. Take everything apart in your propeller and clean it out and degrease it. This is years of accumulation we're looking at right now. This is actually the first time I have done it to this degree since I've owned a boat. And look at that. I put a new one on. I'm putting a new one on, and I had to check that about once a year, at least, before I set it up for the winter, and maybe twice, once in the summer, like midsummer, while I'm doing saltwater fishing. Just take it apart and clean it out and re-grease it. That'll be a good idea, don't you think? Hit me in the comment. Hit that like button if you agree. All right, peace. Have a great day. Captain Fox out for a short. So you can definitely see the damage that salt water can cause. Wow. Terrible, ain't it? Don't make no sense. Let's look at the finished product of the new propeller. All right. Now you see what I've been doing. I put the propeller on the shaft correctly. Now, what I did, when I put this piece on, I bent it over the tab in the groove. 1, 2, 3. Bend it over. That keeps it, again, like I say, when you put it in reverse, keep your propeller from spinning off and going to the deep, where you'll never find it. All right, next step we're going to do to conclude the whole process is put the nut on and tighten it up. Once we do that, we have completed our job, our task. We're going to put the wedge back up there to make sure it don't turn. And then we'll take it out on the water for a test run. Thanks for watching, and we appreciate it. We hope that you guys that have subscribed and are listening for the first time, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We thank you for watching the channel. We ask you to comment if you see where I could improve anything. Look, you're not going to hurt my feelings, because it can help not only me but someone else watching the video. Also, hit that like button to help my channel so we can bring more videos to more people and YouTube will circulate it more. We appreciate it. Like I say, we're trying to do something that will help someone else. That's the whole goal. I had to learn the hard way, so why should you? Captain Fox saying, peace. Keep on them life preservers on the water. Stop trying to be cool all the time. Be safe. Love your family. I know you do. Stick with God. See you on the next one.